welcome to this year's summer exhibition, and I would like to invite or say to everybody how pleased I am that so many people have come, made the effort, and especially Dr. Brink. And I've been working up until half an hour ago painting that bloody wall, and I just did the price list, so that might be too expensive, I don't know. So anyway, but I didn't get to do my speech, so you have to help me. So first of all, we're here for the unveiling of the picture. Oh. And but I want to start because it's all intertwined in a way. You set up a goal. You know, we had a pandemic. We made sure we can come through it, which is on a serious note. On another note, which is same in a way, but it's not so serious. That's a gallery. You know, I bought it in 2019, and I thought we're going to make Alderney on the map in the artwork, and I think we are on the way to succeed. So anyway, so I want to start by thanking, because I had this thinking that you might have visions, but you can't do it alone. It's impossible. You need the best people to help you, then you can succeed. So I will start with all the workers here. Yeah. So I have, where was Derek, I saw him. Yeah, there you are. And Danny, I don't know if he's here, but all the workers have been so important and so on. And the thing I really like about having a VIP event like this is that Louis has never cleaned the place as good as now. I can tell you, this is not how it used to look about 10 hours ago. I mean, now it looks like, you put on television. And so maybe I should have that every weekend. And so there have been so many people that have been helping. But there's especially one that has been very special. And I'd like you to toast to her. And that's Tracy. Where is she? And you know, so, yeah?
Thank you.
And you know, I couldn't have done it without her. I don't like to say it, but I couldn't have done it. And it's so important to have people around you that helps you in all different ways, you know. And it's getting along. We had 2 lockdowns, one in last year and one in this year. And so it takes time, at least according to Louis. But, but we will get there, you know. And so that was that thing I wanted to say about everybody working. And it intertwines with the gallery having a goal. And I think we can really make Alderney stand out. And my vision from when I bought the place in 19 was that we're going to make the gallery, the most exciting gallery in the Channel Islands. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to toast. Where are you? There you are. Toast. Skål. Skål. To Tracy. And what else is there to say? I can tell you a little bit about the background to this painting. And Sally will talk further, and then Dr. Brink. But in the beginning, I mean, the pandemic hit like nothing else in the whole world. It wasn't like a local thing, it was worldwide. And my family are very good friends with Lisa and Paul. Where are you, Lisa? Yeah. And she told me that her daughter, when the outbreak was, that she took into a hotel in Guernsey to be able to work at the hospital and not to contaminate her family and so on. And I know a lot of other people have done that, nurses have done that too. And you know, I was so amazed by that. What dedication, you know, and not thinking of our own safety or whatever, just doing it. And then after a while, you got to hear more and more about it, and then you were a lot on the news. And I got to understand how difficult it must be to tackle this. I mean, there's no handbook written about COVID-19 that you could pick from the library. You know, it was all anew, and you have to improvise, you have to trial and error all the time, and you were responsible for a lot of lives and so on, so it's fantastic. So, I mean, we can do 2 cheers for you, but the first one is here. Finally, I want to say, so with Leanne, who was so unselfish in her work, and then getting to know more of the work of Dr. Brink and the whole thing, because I read art history also. I like to paint, but I like the whole thing about art. And through the ages, you always had commemorative pictures. And then the closest one we have here that's famous, that's the Bayeux tapestry. You know, that moment, but also if you look on it, you have the Halley's Comet, you know. So there are places like that in art history where you have commemorated a happening of some sort. And I thought that's what we're going to do for you and celebrate you. But, you know, it's not only about you. Because it's really about the nurses, and I wanted the pictures to have one nurse and one housekeeper from the hospital, because they were you did all the thinking about on how to do it and so on, but then somebody had to do it right down to be by the bed, to pick up the paper, to change whatever you have to do, which was really exposing yourself to danger. I mean, now we know a little bit more, but in the early days we didn't know anything, and people were dying in the UK, working in hospitals and so on. So that was really why I wanted to commission this painting. And I met Sally before, and I really liked her work, so it was a natural way for me to do it. And we talked about the setup, but we were quite clear on having Nicola Brink in the middle and flanked by the staff nurse and the housekeeper. And with that, would you like to say some words?
So hi, I'm Sally Ede-Golightly. That's my baby. I hope he's not going to cry. So yeah, this is an amazing privilege to be able to paint this group portrait of Dr. Nicola Brink and Aimee Coleman, who is actually from Alderney and works in Aimee in Guernsey, and Leah Peck, who was cleaning the COVID wards, as Ben just said. So you haven't seen the painting yet, but I guess I'll maybe just describe a little bit about it. First of all, the painting really, I mean, the whole lockdown is embedded in the painting in the sense that it was meant to be completed in January and February this year before I had my baby, and my first sitting with Nicola was booked in, and her secretary called me as I was about 10 minutes from the studio and said, "Nicola can't come, she's just been called into an emergency meeting." And then the next day, all over the news, obviously, we went into lockdown. And then I couldn't go to my studio for 3 months. So the whole thing was completed after I had my baby, when he was about 6 weeks old. So, you know, had it happened in January, it would have been probably a very different painting, different light, you know, different things going through my head. And it is what it is, and I guess COVID is part of its story. But there are a few themes embedded in the painting. You know, one being the people, you know, wonderful Nicola, Aimee and Leah, but also this idea of a bubble, I also have some Alderney gannets in there, flying in formation but kind of representing freedom, and the Guernsey Nerine flower, which is indigenous to South Africa, which is where Nicola's from. But also it was named in Guernsey, and it's also a flower that represents freedom and prosperity. So yeah, I'm very excited to share this painting with you, and I hope that you all enjoy seeing it in the gallery over the summer. Thank you.
It's a good thing I got a minder. That's Tracy. And of course, and I said in the beginning, you have to help me. And there are, of course, people I forgot to mention, and one very special person, that's Bill. Where are you, Bill? There he is. I called him early this morning at 6 o'clock because bring your hammer drill, you know, to do the wall.
I won't tell you what I said.
And also a very important part in doing a project like that is to get new friends, and we have a new friend in the Blonde Head shop and the Liberation Company that are sponsors and partners, and we exchange ideas on how to go forward for Alderney to make new packages, you could say. And so that's all. And now it's for you.
So thank you very much, everyone, and I have to say it's an enormous pleasure and privilege to be here tonight. So thank you especially to Tracy and to Ben for arranging this. I think what is so important to me is that the portrait, and I haven't seen the final version, but the concept represents teamwork. But it represents teamwork across the whole bailiwick, because we've been Guernsey and Alderney together for this whole pandemic. We've worked together. Sally Simmons is here. I don't know how many conversations we've had, Sally. Many conversations. We've worked with the Guernsey, with the Alderney political team, and we've really felt like one team. But beyond that, also looking at we're only as good as the team. So if our hospital is dirty, we won't get rid of COVID. We need good nurses, we need good doctors, and it's that whole team approach. But then moving beyond that, it's the whole team of Guernsey and Alderney. When we've asked people, there people have had deprivation of liberty, they've had deprivation of their freedoms. The bailiwick has responded magnificently, and I honestly think can be justifiably proud of it. And I think one of the highlights of the portrait has been getting to know Sally, and of course the little one. We've had many conversations about that, and of course Max. Max and I had lots of conversations whilst sitting for the portrait. It was an unusual experience for me, but honestly getting to know Sally and Max has been absolutely fantastic. But I think what Bent has done for all of us is incredible, because it'll always remind us about that team spirit that we've had during the pandemic. So I'm truly grateful for that. So thank you very much.
Now comes the big moment, so you can step forward a bit. We are unveiling the picture.
Can you go in with Dr Brink and Sally on that side?